Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, I will show the full setup of CI/CD pipeline made of GitHub, AWS Code Pipeline, Code Deploy, Load Balancer, and Autoscaling Group. So let's get started. Open the AWS console, go to EC2, launch template, create launch template, give a name, select Ubuntu 18.04, select T2 Micro as instance type, select key pair or create a new one, create a new security group, or you can select the existing one. I will create a new one. Add security group rule, SSH, anywhere, or mention your IP. Add HTTP. In the advanced details, you can see the IAM instance profile. You have to give a IAM role which can access the code deployment. So I have not one, so I will create. Create role. Select EC2 under use case. Next. Type code deploy. You can see Amazon EC2 role for AWS code deploy. Select this. Next, give a name. Create. The role is created. Go back to creation of launch template. Refresh. Select the role. Under user data, I will put a script. This part is mandatory. This part is for installing the Nginx, and this part is for installing the code deployment agent. This is very important, otherwise the code deployment will not work properly. In the user data script, you will see this line which includes a URL. In this URL, you can see there are two red highlighted area. So you have to change these things according to your region. So I will put URL in the description so that you can find the values for that URL. Create a launch template. I think there is a mistake. The security group already exists. I think the name duplicates. So edit. Go to autoscaling groups. Create autoscaling group. Give a name. Select the launch template. In the version, select latest or whatever is default or a specific version. Set the availability zones. I will select the 1A and 1B. Next. attach to a new load balancer, or you can attach to existing load balancer. I will select the new one. I will select the network load balancer. Give a name here proper. Select internet facing. Next, create a target group. Next, put the capacity. I will put 0 for now. I will scale later. Select the target tracking scaling policy. This is okay for me. Next, next, next. Create. So the auto scaling group is created. Go to the load balancer. You can see the load balancer is provisioning. So we have to wait for the next step. But meanwhile, I will create the GitHub repository from where it will be deployed, or where it will be triggered. So let me go to GitHub. Create a new repository. Make it private. Create a repository. Create a new file. The first file I will create is app spec.yml. This is required. And paste the script here. This is not script, but this is instruction how or where the deployment will be done. So let me explain. First of all, you have to mention the version, then the operating system, then the files, which files will be deployed. I will put only index.html and where it will be deployed. And additionally, you can mention the file exist behavior to override. Otherwise, if the file already exists, then the deployment will be failed. I have used two hook actually, before install and application stop. So this is my before install script and this is my application stop script. Let's create the index.html. I just put a calculator code. Commit. Create another file after script.sh and it will be blank actually. For me it is blank, but for your use case it can be a specific script. Let's create another file, that is before script. So in this script I just deleting the index.html, nothing else. So our repository is fully ready. Let's go to the load balancer, refresh. Yes, it is active now. You can see the URL. Let me copy and open. Right now it will not open because no instances is created yet. So we'll go to the next step, and that is the creation of pipeline. First of all, go to the code deploy. Under the deploy, you can see the deployments and applications. Go to the applications, create application. I will select the EC2 on premises. Create deployment group. Under this application, give a name. Here it will need a service role. For that I have to create one. Create role. Under the use cases for other AWS services, find the code deploy. Select code deploy. Next. And this is the only available permission. Next. Give a name. Create role. Go back to code deploy. Here you can see the ARN. Copy this. Paste it here. Here you can see deployment type, and it has actually two options, in place and blue green. Blue green is little bit costly, so I will select the in place. Select Amazon EC2 autoscaling groups. Select the autoscaling group you have just created. Then the deployment settings, I will select the once at a time. That means the deployment will be done one by one. Then I have selected the load balancer. Then you have to select the target group. This target group is the one that is created during the autoscaling group creation. Create deployment group. Now I have to create the pipeline. Create a new pipeline. Next, source provider for source stage, I will select the GitHub 2. You can see GitHub 1, GitHub 2 and GitHub Enterprise Server. I have not any Enterprise Server, only normal GitHub. So I can select version 1 and version 2, but the version 2 is recommended. So let's create a new connection. Give a name. Connect to GitHub. Before seeing this thing, you may have to face the authentication or sign in page from the GitHub. Install a new app. I have selected only select repositories. Select the CI/CD repo I have just created. Here you can see I have two, but I will not use this. I will select only this one. Save. Connect. The GitHub connection is ready. Select the repo, select the branch. Next, I will not build here, so I will just skip this stage. Skip. Next come the deploy. Select the code deploy. Select the application, code deploy application you just created. Then the deployment group. Next, review, create the pipeline. It says that a policy called AWS code pipeline already exists. Duplicate names are not allowed. Okay. It says that CI/CD pipeline. Okay, the name is not allowed. So let me name it CI/CD pipeline 1. And let me put it 2 as well here. Next, it is okay. Next, build provider not needed. Here everything is fine. The pipeline is being created. Yes, the pipeline is created. You can see it is showing in progress actually, because GitHub repo already have a code. That's why it is fetching, and you will see that after some time it will fail because we have not any instance. That's why it will fail. Let's see what happens there. You can see the deployment failed because no instances were found for your deployment group. It is obvious because we have no instance, right? So let's scale the instances. Go to the EC2. Let me go to EC2. Auto scaling groups. Go to your auto scaling group. You can see the capacity is 0. So let me edit. I will put 1. You can see one instance is being initiated. It is still in pending. Yes, our instance is running. So let's check. I think it is not ready yet. The applications will be installed. Let's go to the instance to check. Copy the IP. Yes, it is ready, but right, still now it's not showing in the load balancer because there may be some health check, and the health check will happen after every 5 minutes, so we have to wait for that. Yes, it's working now. So the initial deployment failed because there was no any instance, but right now we have. For the first time you may have to trigger the deployment manually. So go to the deployment, but before that let me check how many instances we have. Just one, that's fine. So let's just retry the deployment. You can see our deployment is in progress. and the deployment is happening on this specific instance. Go to the view events. The first event is successful, that is before block traffic, and the block traffic will take 5 minutes because it depends on the health check, and health check occurs in every 5 minutes, so it will take almost 5 minutes, and the allowed traffic as well will take 5 minutes. The rest of the things will not take much time. So overall it will take 10 minutes for every instance. So wait for it. So it's done. Let's check. So you can see the calculator code is deployed. Load balancer also showing the latest thing. So right now what I will do is I will create a new instance from auto scaling, edit. I will select the minimum capacity to 2. That means the auto scaling group will create a new instance for me, and the deployment will should be done automatically. Update. Yes, it is installing a new one. Go to the instance management, and our new instance in pending stage. Go to the code deploy. You can see a new deployment is started already. Let's see for which instance. You can see 0A19. Let's check me. Yes, 0A19. That means whenever a new instance will be created in this auto scaling group, the deployment will be done automatically. So we have not to worry about for a new instance or deployment. It will be done automatically. Let's see the events. I think the deployment is done. Okay, yes, it's done. It's just allowing traffic. After some time, this will be shown from the network load balancer as well. Right now we have not any way to find which instance is showing this, but anyway we can check in the original instance. It will take again 5 minutes. Now I will create a new revision actually in the repo. So for now you can see the version is v2. What I will do is I'll change to v3. Before committing, just split the screen so that I can show you the real-time change in the pipeline. Committing is done. Let me refresh. So you can see the source fetching is already in progress. This way, whenever you will change in your code in this branch, this will fetch the new code and will try to deploy. So go to details. So you can see it's already targeted the 2 instances, and for this instance the deployment is already started. So again it will take 10 minutes and then it will take 10 minutes. So this way, whenever a new instance will be created or a new code is available, the deployment will be done automatically. So that's how our CI/CD pipeline will work. Hope this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching.